At this point, if America wants this, screw it, man. Screw it. You want Gates' vaccines. You want robot control. They're publicly doing it. No one cares. Nobody cares about the unborn babies. Just screw it, man. And you know, the problem is it's not taken seriously. None of this is taken seriously. People don't even get what they're seeing or hearing. Because it's what's going to come out of this and what's going to be done to your family and the world government, and the forced inoculations and the tyranny and the very people behind it from the Obama administration publicly gave the weaponized viruses to China, who further weaponized it and then released it to shut down the Taiwan protest and released it to then be exported against America. So the left would call for a shutdown of our economy. So if Trump doesn't do that, he's a mass murderer. And so we go into depression. They remove Trump from office. And then when it starts coming out that our own scientists know it's man-made, and you can't say it came out of some food market, you go, oh, yeah. And the Chinese government releases a document, it's on Infowars.com, saying they got it from the U.S. government, and indeed it came out of the Wuhan laboratory. So now the Chinese are letting America know, if you try to blame us and you let Trump blame us, we're going to expose Fauci and Gates and the universities who we have the names of, who gave us all of this, who did this. And of course, Gates and Fauci did it. They're the ones getting the power from it. They're the ones that had the Event 201 drills. They're the ones that set it all up.
Having been through other serious issues, particularly the very painful early years of HIV/AIDS, when people talk about conspiracy theories, you will always have conspiracy theories when you have very challenging public health crises. They are nothing but distractions. You know, I can assure you, we have so much to do to protect the health and the welfare of the American people that I would just hope we just put those conspiracy stuff and let somebody write a book about it later on, but not now.
Anthony Fauci does not like conspiracy theories. And if the president does not fire several members of his COVID-19 response team, the books written in the future will likely be about the Bill Gates Big Pharma takeover of America. Dr. Fauci is on the Leadership Council for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Deborah Birx is a board member for the Global Fund to Fight AIDS, Tuberculosis, and Malaria, which was founded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Robert Redfield, current director of the CDC, was a founder of the Institute of Human Virology, who has received $31.8 million from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Seema Verna has worked with Sue Desmond-Hellmann, Chief Executive Officer of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Alex Azar was president of Eli Lilly's U.S. division. Under his leadership, prices for the company's top-selling insulin drug tripled, which led to a class action lawsuit. Jerome Adams received a medical scholarship from Eli Lilly. Stephen Hahn is commissioner for the FDA, who partnered with Bill and Melinda Gates in 2017. Stephen Mnuchin was a member of Skull and Bones at Yale University, and he partnered with George Soros to create SFM Capital Management. Brett Giroir was the director of DARPA, and CDC official Dr. Nancy Messonnier is Rod Rosenstein's sister. Many have been concerned that President Trump has been surrounded by deep state operatives for the past 3 years. Well, now he seems to be completely surrounded by Big Pharma and Bill Gates loyalists, all pushing vaccines as the solution and admitting that they might make things worse.
Does the vaccine make you worse? And there are diseases in which you vaccinate someone, they get infected with what you're trying to protect them with, and you actually enhance the infection.
Los Angeles has announced that they're going to pay people to snitch on their neighbors.
You know the old expression about snitches? Well, in this case, snitches get rewards. We want to thank you for turning folks in and making sure we are all safe.
And the public is now being prepared for mandatory certificates of immunity in order to freely leave their homes.
Can you imagine a time where Americans carry certificates of immunity?
You know, that's possible. I
That's
mean,
implantable
it's one of
chips.
those things that we talk about when we want to make sure that we know who the vulnerable people are and not. This is something that's being discussed. I think it might actually have some merit under certain circumstances.
Welcome to Medical Tyranny 2020. For Infowars.com, this is Greg Reese.
May God be with you all.
An article appeared last night in the Daily Mail with a press release, documents put out by the Communist Chinese, saying that, okay, we were working with COVID-19 type viruses with bats at the Wuhan level 4 bioweapons facility, but don't blame us. We didn't do it on purpose. We're not sure how it happened, but Obama and the NIH and Fauci, starting in 2012, gave us all these grants and all this money to do it. Now, why would they do that? Because they know that we're exposing them. They know major institutes have scanned the viruses and know that it's man-made. It's not just from some cave. And they know that they then cultured it inside piglets that were fed dead piglets that were killed with the virus so that they could then harvest the virus in mass, weaponize it, and produce it. And then right when Taiwan rebelled, right when China was about to be overthrown by people resisting it, right when the globalists couldn't get rid of Trump, the very globalists that gave China the weaponized COVID-19 Wuhan virus, the very globalists that set China up, the very globalists that wanted to remove Trump, told Xi Jinping, you release it, we'll shut down Taiwan, it will shut down your own people. We'll then say you did a great job, reopen your economy. We'll then launch it into the West. Trump will never know what hit him. We'll tell them that Trump's got too strong a response at first. He'll relax the response. Judges will block him. Once it hits the United States, we will then blame him for every death and say he must be removed from office. It'll kill the economy, the thing supporting him. That's what happened. We said that 9 months ago is what the evidence showed. Had top experts like Dr. Boyle, who wrote the U.S. biological weapons law, joining us next hour. And we have articles and documents and scientific research, I'll show you right now, where this was going on 5 years ago and was a national debate only 3 years after it started. Scientists were like, why are you giving gain of function, meaning airborne, weaponized, common cold, to the Chinese, a chimera virus that you can add viruses onto? A cutout virus. China can't produce that. At least they couldn't 5 years ago. The U.S. government gave them that virus that they could then load anything they wanted into, and they loaded the Wuhan virus into it because it's a coronavirus, and so is that virus. I will show you mainline news 5 years ago saying, what are you doing giving China gain of function? So China's saying to the NIH, the deep state, to the globalist, hey, you're going to hang us out to dry for the virus you gave us? You're going to let Trump come out with Senator Cotton and Senator Hawley and you know, Alex Jones and Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson and even Bill Maher comes out and says, if China did this on purpose, it's war Friday night. As America wakes up to this and says, yeah, it's an economic weapon, and yeah, you covered it up, and yeah, it came out of your laboratory, they're like, whoa, 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 hold your horses there, Tex.